news for China, but I think the biggest problem that you've had in some emerging markets has been corporate governance, with a lot of companies, auditors resigning, a lot of misstated financial statements. So that has created a lot of lack of confidence in emerging markets. But I think the most critical thing, China drives emerging markets. And the most critical thing is the transfer of power.
Round of quantitative easing at next week's FOMC meeting. What impact will it have on gold prices?
I think if that happened at this juncture, that would probably take the dollar lower. And as a corollary to that, we'd see gold and probably a whole host of commodity prices going higher. Certainly that would be something that would be consistent with some of the forecasts you talked about earlier today. So we do think monetary policy is a key factor here.
Paano papasok yung week, di ba?
Yeah, I think it's
gagawin mo siyang parang, pwede isa lang, pasok mo isa lang, o pwede gawin mo siyang parang karayom.
Policy actions amongst the European finance ministers not being particularly successful at supporting the markets and supporting growth expectations. The burden really comes back on to the ECB. And so last week when there was talk that the ECB might move towards easing policy, we did see the euro break down all the way under 123. Briefly overnight, we got back up to 126.50 on expectations that the fiscal policymakers would actually do something. And that might take some pressure off the ECB. So again, I think the euro similarly being impacted by the short-term mix between European Union policies and ECB policies.
Bob, last week the Nobel laureate Joseph Stiglitz told.
So putulin mo na lang to, tapos pasok mo na dun sa Rebuildable Atomizer. Nagturo sa akin mag-rebuild si Mike doon, tapos sa Better Than Cigarettes si Jericho, Brad. Salamat din sa'yo. And then my neighbor, Carlo. Pare, wherever you are, thanks for the freebies, the mesh, the wick, and the tips on how to get that sweet spot. Subukan natin to sa barbell ko. Slow drag muna. Medyo basa, no? Medyo wet and warm. Tapos yung lasa medyo sa gitna. And then may aftertaste sa dulo, meron din. Kaya tendency nito, pag nahanap yung sweet spot, mag-chain vape ka.
The markets are trending lower, led by NASDAQ. It's down over 0.75% at 2836.
Maganda sa balance yung pag-wind mo ng wire tsaka yung weight is apat na yung drops na nilagay ko. Parang ayaw maubos agad. By the way, yung technique pala para medyo abog or makulap is paggawa niya yung weight, medyo naka-bull siya para dun siya maluluto tsaka magsisettle yung juice. So, yung wire, habang mainit siya, spread out dun sa wick yung pagluto niya ng pansin ko kasi pag hindi buhol-buhol, hindi spread out yung juice eh.
Former Goldman Sachs Director Rajat Gupta has decided not to testify in his own defense at his trial on
buntot ng wick, i-tuck in nyo dun sa may juice well para dun siya sisip-sip ng juice pag marami kang nalagay dun sa baba. Para siyang lampara. Nga pala, yung iba gusto yung drag medyo tight, yung iba naman gusto airy. So para ma-adjust mo yung tightness or lightness ng drag, di ba may butas yan sa gitna? Ito yung butas. Pag gusto nyo medium drag, itutok nyo lang to 12 o'clock. Medium drag yan, oh. Kung medyo light naman gusto nyo, ikot nyo lang to 6 o'clock. Light drag yan. Pag medium light, alas 3. Paano pala maintenance nito? Iba kasi binababad sa alcohol, sa gin, or sa ionizer. Ito, simple lang, dry burn mo lang siya kasi umiitim yung wick, diba? Tsaka yung coil. Dry burn mo lang siya hanggang pumuti, oh. May konti, puputi na yan. Hipan mo at the same time. Hindi ako makahip kasi malayo yung camera. Hanggang mag-glow na siya.
Session lows of the day off almost 150 points. S&P off 17, Nasdaq off 44. A lot of concerns obviously about Europe right now. Don't forget those Greek elections are coming up this week.
Pag maputi na siya, pag nag-glow na yung wire, ibig sabihin, malinis na.
Price in more than 31 years now, up 2%. Federal regulators conditionally approved Duke Energy's proposal to acquire create the largest
Maganda dito kasi ano eh, no maintenance, drag and forget. Nvidia, one of the biggest gainers today in the S&P, at the historic Grand Slam. And that's a look at the top stories in the news at this hour. Time now for our daily segment, the Commodities Club. Street Smart co-anchor Adam Johnson joins me now with some insight on today's session. AJ, copper bouncing slightly from Friday's low of the year. Why? Yeah.